Hello, welcome back to Cardiff City World. It's your host Evan James. I'm on my own again, and but I'm not really on my own because I've got the lovely comment section with me tonight. Already here is Cardiff City fan, evening mate. I mean, you live up to your name. You are a Cardiff City fan, and you're always in the comments. So evening to you. I want to say as well, and I just put in the comments. I thought I'd leave a couple minutes just to see if the comments would build up a bit on the question. Keep or sell NG, Bagan, and Wintle as their contracts run out. But the question is kind of backwards, and I realise it because technically you wouldn't be selling them if you let the contracts run out. But technically you would at the same time, they're just going to free. But I'll give you my opinions just shortly as well. And I'll say evening to everyone else. So see Jamie, even Jonathan as well. Always the regulars that turn up, which is great. All the green names as well to show you are members. And guys, if you're not already, please do become a member. It's, I wasn't say it's free then, it's not. It costs literally the price of a cup of coffee every single month, which is at almost nothing these days. And yeah, it's just access to exclusive live shows with myself or other members of Cardiff City World, other hosts. And also you get early access to any live events that we end up doing, which we tend to do at least, once every other season. Hopefully I get to meet some of you guys as well. Eventually be able to book off the day and work so I can come and come to one of the events. So I'd love to meet all you lovely people. And I think I'm probably one of the few hosts that hasn't actually been to an event yet, which is disgraceful. I will say myself, it's disgraceful. So without any further rambling on, we're talking about mainly about players out of contracts and which young players as well can step up next season. So I know last week we talked a lot about, I talked a lot about basically what next year's squad could look like. I know many people weren't happy by the fact I put Dylan Lawler to get sold. I didn't, obviously, it's not what I want to happen. I just think what's likely to happen, unfortunately. And, that goal then is summed it up. I cursed myself in probably good or bad way of him scoring that solo goal against I can't think of the name now, Doncaster. But yeah, it was poor defended, but Jesus Christ, what a goal, honestly. I mean, to have the confidence to do that as well, to keep going, all that way. And even the first goal was set up brilliantly by Dylan Lawler. But this isn't so much about Dylan Lawler tonight. It's mainly about NG, Wintle, and Bagan. Let's see what people are saying about keep or release at the end of the season. Cardiff City fan says keep all. Wintle NG's experience and under this manager and Bagan as well. Yeah, they play three of the more experienced lads, which I might think. I mean, Bagan and NG have been in the club the longest, I'm pretty sure, yeah. But that's mad to think. And I mean, yeah, there are the three players that are probably the three longest serving Cardiff City players. Unless you maybe include Ruben Colwell, I'm not sure. But yeah, even then he was really young. So yeah, it's a really really weird thing to think that, isn't it? Jonathan says he'll keep all three. Even Jamie as well, even Graham. Jonathan's quick to say sell Turnbull and Robinson. We'll get to them actually because we'll talk about some selling some players later. So it's going to be a similar show to last week in a way, but just instead of me presenting you with a massive presentation, it'll be a bit more debate topic, and I'll basically sort of give my points, you'll give yours, and I'll tell you why you're wrong and why you should think more like me. But yeah, so let's go back to the start, shall we? Even though I want to ask how many we've sold at home for Lincoln so far, if anyone knows. I did have a quick search up, which is why it's a bit late starting, nothing new. But yeah, I went to book tickets today for me and my granddad to go see, and almost all sold out, which was, it's mad. I thought they would be like a bigger attendance, but I didn't think it'd be sold out. And I was genuinely convinced. So I said, let's swap my shifts and work and actually go see the game. It'd be a massive 6-pointer, maybe 9-pointer, everything in that way. But I think we beat Lincoln. I'm not saying it's all done and dusted, but I think maybe they have a little slip up. I still think Lincoln go up anyway. I think they've been relentless all season. But on the other hand, you see, so have we really. I mean, we've had a few hiccups here and there. I mean, we lost 5-2 to Plymouth, which was not nice at all. It wasn't great. The performance, the defending there was almost non-existent. But we still scored 2 goals with the likes of Omari Kellerman. So we've got quality in our squad, and obviously Amari Kellerman almost certainly won't be with us next season unless he was to get loaned again. Excuse me, but I think he's too good. I think he's too good for League One, definitely. It's just like playing with the under 16s, like, isn't it? Let's have a look. What else we got here? NG was kind of the I'm so tired. I'm sorry. NG kind of was part of the problem last season. He didn't step up and really lost his way. He's back now, but it's League One. NG is the conundrum for next season. Yeah, it's interesting because we forget people have stepped down a league where it's still hard in its own ways, but we've gotten away with a few things that we probably shouldn't have already. And at the same time, other teams have got away with a few things they shouldn't have, especially in terms of the reffing. And I'm not going to get too much into that because we could be here all night. I mean, maybe we'll have time at the end to talk about it. And again, there's a genuine argument to selling every over 25 player. Yeah, that got us relegated. Oh yeah, that's true. Okay, is that who you're saying you would get rid of? Okay. Well, it looks like we've got more people saying who they want to get rid of as opposed to if they would, renew. I mean, people seem pretty confident in that. Let's have a look. NG an off-season player of the seasons back-to-back. Then Rinomota stepped up and NG could get back in, but he's proved he's good enough. Yeah, I think Rinomota was really good for us last season. He probably wasn't deserved at Cardiff because of how poor he was, and we should have done much. Obviously, we all know we should have done much better, but it was an absolute mess last season. Let's not sort of BS ourselves. I appreciate that. I don't like your accent. Well, welcome to Cardiff City World. I'm not sure if you're a regular here. Your name is Satan, to be fair. I'm not religious, but that's all I'm going to say for that. So I'm just going to laugh at that. Let's have a look. See, Jamie says sell the club. Great. Well, we could talk about that as well. I'm just going to get through this first few comments because I'm going to sort of go into my own sort of little rant then. Is the top end open? So how many... I think the top end is open, actually. So I think I saw some seats being sold there. Yeah, it is open, actually, the red stand, which I refuse to sit in. But it's probably a good view looking down from there. Lawler's a doubt for Lincoln, came off with a calf injury. I didn't see that. I didn't see the game, see, I was working. So I didn't see any of it apart from the highlights. But that's a shame if that's the case, Christ. Stockport 1, Doncaster, Milton Cup. Wait, there's still a cup going on? What's happening? Wasn't a need, was it? So no one's picked up on the obvious thing yet. Petition for Cardiff City World charity match. Let's have a look. I think who goes will depend on the court case and how much the club puts and how much a club puts bids in. We are losing thousands every week, probably more than thousands at this rate. But let's go through the squad, shall we? I was going to get my screen up, but unfortunately, there's a giant advertising board on this thing. Oh, actually, let's make it go away now. Oh, that's anything. No, it's come back. Yeah. So I don't want to do that because it's just like put up loads of holidays and stuff and advertising boards. But let's just go through the squad right now. So Callum Scanlon, very lightly featured. Hasn't really had anywhere near enough time so far to see what's about him. Only really came on once, I think. Amari Kellerman definitely not come back. I wish, obviously, there's always a dream, but never fall in love with a lonely. Perry NG, I think he will. I don't know, see, because he's done so well for the season. You want him to stay, but I reckon he might just get like a rolling 1-year contract, like Warnock did. I don't see him getting a long-term deal now. How old is he? He's 29 years old. I reckon he'll get a 2-year deal. I reckon Ryan Wintle will probably get the same. He's 28. Ryan Wintle maybe get a 3-year deal. I think a lot of us expected on promotion as well. Joel Bagan, absolute no-brainer. I don't get how he hasn't already been given a contract. I'm sure these talks are in discussion. These talks are taking place. But Joel Bagan, 24 years of age now. He's only a year older than me. I mean, well, I'm 24 as well, but he's more or less a year older. It's crazy to think, man. The guy's playing first team football for Cardiff City. Where were you at 24 years old? But no, Joel Bagan has to be an absolute must. I'll give him a 4-year deal if I can. I don't know why, right? But I don't see many clubs coming in for him because he's kind of like the unsung hero. Same as Ryan Wintles. I don't think many people will come in for him. But like for some reason, I don't know why. I just get the feeling that NG will have offers coming in like he did before. I think it was some German club. I'm not sure the exact sort of things that, so I won't go too further into it. Nathan Trott, an option to buy. So if we get promoted. The thing is, though, I love Nathan Trott. I really like sign him as soon as you can. We were saying that at the start of the season. But now there's a question for you, right? If you have the choice between getting back Omari Kellerman or Nathan Trott on a permanent, which would you pick? No matter the fee, let's say they go for the same fee, excuse me, which they don't. If you had to pick Nathan Trott or Omari Kellerman, just one of them to come back, which one would you pick? Because Nathan Trott has saved us the early part of the season with so many shot stops. But Omari Kellerman, he brings the goals, doesn't he? Nathan Trott has saved us so many goals, conceding so many goals and defensive errors. But equally, you've got Omari Kellerman, who scored 2 against Plymouth, and he's the only one really kind of, well, he wasn't the only one doing something for us, but he was the only sort of clinical finisher, and he's not even a striker. So, Kellyman, Tyler starts. Yeah, probably, yeah. I mean, I think Tyler is a decent keeper from the little I've seen of him. But yeah, I think you might be right there. I hope we get Trott, because obviously I hope we go up as well, but it looks pretty certain now. Then we go on to Callum Robinson. Oh, I really apologise. I'm sorry. I had 2 early starts in a row, so it's not like me. Callum Robinson, I don't know, man. He's up until 2027. I would love for him to stay, right? I always say every season, I'd love for him to stay, but every season I keep thinking he's going. I don't know if he's quite fits the system that BBM wants to play. I feel like he can. It's just he goes missing a lot in games, and he's very patchy. And the times that he has that good patch, he scores loads of goals, and you think, oh my god, what a player we have at our club. But then when he doesn't score, it seems like he doesn't do as much. I know he does work hard off the ball and everything, and it's not just that. But I don't know, man. I really like the guy. I gotta be honest. I really like Callum Robinson. He seems like such a vibe in the dressing room. He always seems to be one of the happiest there. So I hope we keep hold of him. But I wouldn't be if an offer came in for him. I don't know, for about $1 million or something. It's a bit hard to turn that down. Really, that's his market value as well as $1 million. That's euros anyway. I don't even know if we get that much from him, to be honest. Robertson's on 22k per week. It's a lot of money for nostalgia. Yeah, it's true. I mean, he did it against Chelsea a few times, but he's not doing it now, really, is he? And it's League One as well. He's not had tons of starts, but he's had many chances to, prove a point. Albeit he's only given about like half hour here and there and all that, so it's not a full match. But at the same time, a lot of times when we started him, he hasn't really hit the ground running, really. So I know he's not done poorly for me. It's just that he's very patchy, like I said. Callum Chambers, the club captain, signed from Aston Villa and in 2024, contract valid till 2027. I would say, I don't know. I think it's good to keep him around for the experience, but maybe an extra year extension, if not run out of his contract. Chris Willock, David Turnbull. I would like to keep Willock now. Before I would have said something different. I think David Turnbull's going. As I know, I was a really big fan of Turnbull as well when he came in, because it was the one player I knew a bit about. But I don't know. I don't think he fits into the style either of BBM's way. He do a job, but you can tell it's not like fluid when he's in the system. You don't know really whether he's a number 8, a number 10, or number 6. He's probably not number 6, but he's done the job there a few times. Number 10 looks a bit too advanced for him, as in like too far forward, not as in like too difficult. But he used to play as a number 10. And then when he plays a number 8, it's like, he plays all right there, but it's like he's got such a powerful shot on him, a powerful cannon, and it's quite accurate as well. I feel like he doesn't do that enough because the way BBM wants to play is to almost pass it into the net, but just to create chances that are highly convertible. I've just seen a comment on you as well. I'm in a bit more of a chill mood tonight, guys. I'm not as hyper as I usually am, just because I'm so tired. But I'm enjoying this. Don't worry. Did you watch Doncaster F? Scanlon had a good cameo when he came on. I didn't actually see like highlights. I need to go watch the extended highlights. I'm sure they got that because I haven't seen a great deal of it. But I will say that Dylan Lawler's second goal was everywhere on Instagram. It was everywhere. Like it wasn't like just like Cardiff City was posting about it or they were tagged in it. It was like the EFL, Sky Sports have posted about it without even tagging Cardiff City in it. So that's when and so he's going to have no shortage of clubs now. But look, I mean, I kind of think that look, there's nothing against Dylan Lawler, but I kind of think he takes the limelight away from a lot of our great players. In a way, it's nice that, maybe other players that go under the radar a bit and we just keep hold of them and they're great players. But I would have thought by now, like, people will be looking at the likes of Ruben Colwell, Joel Colwell. I'm sure, obviously, Ruben Colwell already had offers. But Joel Colwell, Jesus Christ, when he started the season, I thought people would be coming up for him in January or, be more eager, showing interest now. Because if I had to pick any player to come with me, for any team, I'd pick Joel Colwell because he can play almost anywhere. A bit like NG, he can play almost anywhere, but he's got an absolute tank on him. He's someone you could easily like mold into whatever kind of player you want him to be, apart from keeper maybe. But even NG did a job there. Eli King's next on the list. I don't know with him. I feel like he might need to go on loan, but at the same time, it's like I want to see him play for Cardiff for once because I think I think he's the best passer at the club. Like no joke about it. When I saw him pre-season, the passes that he was hitting was like picture perfect. Long balls, short balls. It was everything. And I looked at his stats as well for when he was on loan at Ross County, and like the passing accuracy was like the highest out of all their players there, and one of the highest in the league. I just think he's literally a number 6, and that's it. And I think he could do the Ryan Wintle job. He's a bit less mobile, and he's probably more of a centre half, so like a defensive midfielder who kind of sits between the two centre backs. So he's probably more of a centre back because I think BBM played him a bit there in pre-season. I think that's kind of like where his role is like a deep lying playmaker. I hope he does come back to the team, but I just don't know if he's going to be given the chance. I'm going off Cardiff City's history though, a player gets injured, and then by the time they get fit, then they never make it back into the lineup, or there's a new manager then, so they don't really like the way he plays, so they want a different, number 6, and then they end up going. So it's tricky because you want almost everyone to stay, but you have to realize you have to make way for someone else to come in. I know with BBM, he likes the smaller squad, and I feel like we're still like a couple of signings away where you're gonna have to have one or two of your players sitting in the reserves and not being happy. It's hard to keep everyone happy. It's almost impossible. And football's a ruthless sport, but there's times where really big players get injured and it's time for other players to step up. However, we'll get onto the second part shortly of using your youth for that and who could actually sort of come into that picture. Let's continue going. We're halfway through now. Ruben Colwell till 2027. Just get like Colwell, Kean Ashford, get them both at least 2-year contract extensions so they're at least on 3 years. The main thing is you don't want people going for pennies. Matthew Turner, he's got a 3-year contract left. I wish he had more running the team because I think he's a really good keeper. For whatever reason, he doesn't fit BBM's way, or he just doesn't fancy him as much. I don't know. I'll come to comments in just a second, but to pile up a bit then. Alex Robertson, honestly, I would give him like he's got a 3-year deal. I would give him an extra 2 years. I'll give him a 5-year deal because generally, like the Alex Robertson scene now, he's the only other person that can do Ryan Winter's job at the moment. Nobody else can, and he plays. The thing is, right, he plays well as a substitute for Ryan Winter when he's not around, but he also plays really well alongside him. So he can change between playing as a destroyer number 6 or, a box-to-box number 8. And when you had Ryan Wintle, Robertson, and Joel Colwell in the midfield 3, that is a very box crasher midfield sort of option. Yeah, I really like Alex Robertson now, and I was unsure of him before because obviously the injury and he was a bit reckless going to tackles, but I think he might stay at Cardiff now. Before I was thinking, and Sai was saying, let's just enjoy him while he's here. And we can say that about almost all of our players right now because they're that good. But the great thing about you have other players who are shining as well is that it doesn't sort of leave a massive spotlight on one specific player. Like, obviously, I know you got Dylan Lawler, Yusuf Salek, and Ruben Colwell. Those are like the 3 players right now who are like Cardiff City's like hottest 3 in terms of like market value, probably. Maybe you could check Oli Tanner in there. I don't know why. It's just maybe the name sort of gives people a bit of a buzz. But I think the goal from Swansea really helped his career, to be honest. But maybe got to his head a bit. But now he's come back and he's really serious about playing. His defensive work rate is so much better now. I mean, when's the last time? But under Bullet, I just got to be honest. Under Bullet, I think one of the things he really did well was coach defensiveness into more attack-minded players, to realizing that 11 men can still play defense. Then we come on to Mr. Wishpascod, Will Fish. I don't want him going anyway, honestly. I think he's another unsung hero, same as Joel Bagan, maybe same as Alex Robertson as well, because I feel like these players don't get anywhere near as much praise as they should. Joel Colwell, I've already said my piece on him, really. Also, until 2028, just get like anyone under the age of 23, and us that we like, just give him a 5-year deal. Honestly, that's the way I see it. Dylan Lawler, like, yes, he's got a 3-year deal. Thankfully, he's not going to go for pennies, but I just tie him down. Even if you were to give him another contract now and just say, look, just give him a big wage, honestly. If you really want to keep Dylan Lawler, even though there'll be offers coming in, right? I'm telling you now, right? Just keep the same players, give them a slightly bigger wage, but the players you really want to keep, give them just that extra bit or add incentive. So what I would do is, I know that the club's probably financially not in the best position right now in loads of debt, but like these are players that are going to win you titles, going to win you trophies, and going to get you promoted. We've got to realize that, and we've got to reinvest most of our money that we make from getting promoted if we do get promoted. And obviously winning the title is the main thing, getting the most bang for your buck. So right now we should be pushing everything at this to make sure we get the title. Because then most of the money there, we don't need that many signings. If we keep all the same players and don't get rid of anyone else, let's say we lose, let's say we keep everyone, right? Apart from the loans, they go back. So we lose Kellyman, we lose Trott. Okay, so we got Tyra still. So we haven't paid the money for him, let's say. And we lose probably someone else, can't think of, or Scanlon, right? But if you keep Dylan Lawler as well, especially, and I keep mentioning his name, for example, just give him a bigger wage. But instead of putting like incentive-based things in there, like, after so many clean sheets, you get whatever, just give him a standard wage a bit more. Whereas other players, you can give them incentive, like bonus incentive-based wages. So, for example, let's say Will Fish, let's say if you were to give a new contract, instead of just increasing his weekly wage, you could just keep his wage the same, but make him more competitive by saying every 5 clean sheets you get an extra little bonus. I think Sai said about this before, is that if you incentivize the players to play well, because we already got that culture, right? If you say to, Yusuf Salek, every 10 goals you score, you'll get an extra bonus, whatever. Like that's a little bit extra drive for that person. Look, we're all motivated by money. Let's not lie to us. Oh, money isn't everything. But yeah, but it does. Money does talk. Okay, I'll just say now, everyone's getting money hungry. But if you do give them incentive based wages by saying if you were to get this amount of assists, like Ollie Tanner's on like 9 assists is crazy, or he might be more by now. I can't remember now. I'll have to have a look at that. But yeah, if you say like Ollie Tanner now, right? If you get 10 assists, every 10 assists you get an extra bonus there, right? And you could do the same for goals scored or whatever for other players, clean sheets for goalkeepers, defenders, etc., or even assists for defenders as well. It's that you can't help it. It's that you're creating this culture then, which is like there's an extra reason why they should go the extra mile. You could just give everyone like a bonus for like top assists or whatever, and then people will just pass it loads more. But you get my point. What I'm saying is like these little incentives just could add a little bit more to what we already got to stack on top of what we already got. And let's see now. Yeah, Ollie Tanner's got 9. He's got 1 goal, but 9 assists, and he started 14 of those matches. He played 17. It's insane. But let's finish off. Who else we got here? I think we got a few more. So we got Gabriel Osho. I'm starting to like him now. I think even in the Plymouth game, probably wasn't the best. He's 27 years old, so you think he'd be in the prime of his career, but every person's career is different. Think of like Jamie Vardy. He didn't get into football till a bit later, and at his prime more around his 30s. I think there's a serious centre back in Gabriel Osho, but he's not going to be always in the centre back partnership because he's going to rotate a lot. His contract's already till 2029, so he already had a 4-year deal. So I wouldn't touch that. Same with Harry Tyra, who's come in from Everton. Isaac Davis is until 2029 now, which is amazing. It's nice that we got him sorted this season. It's nice to know that I know we say it's nice that they're not just going to go for pennies, but you feel like there's an actual long-term future for some of these lads at the club, especially like Isaac Davis is 24 years old now, which is insane. He still feels so much like a youngster to me, but he's the same age as Bagan. And I feel like he is doing really well. I mean, he's scoring goals even though he's not playing that many games. Let's see. And I hope he's all right with that concussion. I know he's back in full training now. Let me just quickly look at our squad. Where's Isaac Davis? Oh, God, I scored quite a bit. There he is. 4 goals, 1 assist. 27 matches, but he's only started 8 of them. So maybe he's starting more. But yeah, then you have, I said, Ollie Tanner, Ronan Capaccio until 2029, which is really great. Honestly, I would just give him a new contract, no extension, just increase his wage a bit. But again, incentives base. And then Yusuf Salek until 2030, which is the great one. A 5-year deal we had him for, which is insane. Yeah, but it's like we've already got the quality in our squad. We need like 1 or 2 players, I think. Ashford's contract sorted. Oh, did I not mention him? I think maybe, yeah. I was going through the whole squad and saying like basically from the closest to expiring to the longest contract. Yeah, so oh wait, I didn't realize that Ashford is ambidextrous, apparently. Yeah, it says what foot is he? Right, left, and then he's got both. Yeah, that's interesting. But yeah, so I wouldn't really add much else to the squad, really. I think you're looking at, if we're not going to get Trott, we're going to have Tyra. And then is Matthew Turner going to be the number 2, or is he going to go? He might go on loan and might get another goalkeeper and be the number 2. David Turnbull might leave. I got to be honest, right? I mean, I want to use him more, just taking shots from outside the box. But I don't think that's kind of how he's going to be used. I think BBM's probably going to find a replacement for him. It's just what I'm thinking. Eli King, I think, is... we don't know enough about him, really, do we? I mean, he's been on loan a bit, but then since then he's been injured. So I don't know. I hope he gets a chance, but Championship is you don't want to be taking chances. Then you want to have that squad. You know, we're going to go into the Championship hopefully with a squad who already knows each other. We're not going to sign like 10, 15 new players that even though they might be good on paper, they don't perform because they don't gel. You know, we're not Wrexham. We're not buying our way through the leagues. We're being really smart about it and being quite lucky as well in terms of our youth academy. So now we get onto the youth academy, and let me just get the I want to get the Cardiff City squad up just so I can refer back to it because I don't want to forget anyone. Let's go to the comments in just a second as well. All right, so we got under 21s per year. Wow, we got so many youth players now. It's insane. Wow, we'll have to go scroll back quite a bit. Thank you for all the engagement, guys. I'll go through them all now. Okay, we should go to where Jonathan was. If Trot goes, he goes. He's poor on his back post lately. Also, Turner is forgotten. He started solid in goal at beginning of the season. He's a great keeper. Yeah, I honestly think both are great keepers. I think obviously Trot is going to have a bit of an advantage over him in terms of age and experience. You know, every keeper has their weak spots, don't get me wrong, but I think until recently he hasn't really put much of a foot wrong. But it's fine, it's completely reasonable to point out those weaknesses as well. So it's like, you know, we often worship lonely players because they're better than what we think they're gonna be, and then we never end up getting them. Not always the case, mind. Like, you know, we've signed a couple of players that were on loan before, like Shea Ojo, and didn't quite work out as much. And but yeah, no, I think it would be great if we get Trot permanently regardless. But I understand your point as well. It's like, you know, he's no god, but at one point he was. You know, he's letting his title slip now. Robbo's fifth choice striker behind Salek, Kellyman, Isaac, and Ruben at the moment. I would say probably more Joel Colwell, and he's not a striker either. But yeah, that's a really good point, to be fair, because it's like, you know, we didn't have Salek, so just play Robinson, but he didn't. So he's obviously, I don't know. I say put him out wide, put Robinson out wide as a winger. You've got an extra winger option. He's very agile, very mobile. He's going to get a lot more time on the ball. You know, he's got very good ball control as well. It's like, just put him out wide for a bit. And look, I know you probably want to be around the middle and scoring goals, but you can still score from out wide or create chances. It's, you know, you can cut in from inside. You can be on the last man still. You can be a wide playmaker. But in the middle at the moment, he's not really getting the ball. It's, you know, playing an attacking midfielder, false nine, it's not really working. Whereas for someone like Kellyman, he just knows what to do. He's picking the ball up real deep sometimes. And he's letting Joel Colwell sort of sprint past last defender. Robbo was only on Saturday for a few minutes and scored. I mean, and this is the thing, see, this is the, you know, in the right place at the right time, you will score. And he's probably one of the better finishers of the club. I think last season he probably was the best finisher at the club before Yusuf Salek came in. The issue we've got is that we're not really playing him that much. You know, for someone who's on quite a hefty wage, we're not really using him that much. And look, this is another thing, is that he's not getting the game time. He's getting like 20 minutes here and there. He's really starting games now, and I don't know. Okay. If an offer came in for Chambers, I would sell as well. 32k a week is killing us. We are losing a fortune. Yeah, it is true. I mean, I to be fair, I wanted him gone last season. I think why we keep him and thought he was poor. He's become a lot more of a captain as he should be now. But, you know, it still costs us a fortune. Main thing is, though, if Dylan Lawler was on that wage and Chambers wasn't, would we be complaining? That's the question. You know, if Yusuf Salek was on 32k a week, even though it's killing us, we are losing a fortune there. Would you be fine with it? You know, so, I don't know. Don't think we'd be in the top two if it wasn't for Trot distribution and coming out for the ball. Might not be great, but his shot stopping is unreal. Yeah, you can't put a pass in. But Turner was pretty good as well, mind the shot stopping. I think Trot just had the extra composure and distribution at the time, and just like cat-like reflexes. I think we've got 3-4 really good keepers at the club now. I don't think that we are worried about this position anymore, at least for the time being. Kellyman isn't a striker either. He's a 10, same as Ruben. So 2 times 10s are. Oh, sorry, 2 number 10s are ahead of Robinson in his position. Yeah, it's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Joel Cole will be unbelievably good. Honestly, I couldn't agree more. It's one player I really want to keep. I want to keep all of them, all the star players, every player right now. There's none I want to say, yeah, one you gone. There's none of those players right there, which is an amazing position to be in. There's players where I say, I wouldn't mind if they went, but there's, most players I'd be like, I don't want you to leave because we built such a good team chemistry and culture now, where it's like leaving that culture, you're not going to get the same thing. I mean, even if you go to a bigger club, there's no guarantee that you're going to be in a great dressing room environment. You could be, let's say, playing for a Premier League club, but they could be fighting relegation and they haven't had to do that for a while. Cosmos, sorry. So would you really want to go to a club, a small club like that when they're fighting relegation? It's a Premier League club right now, but do you want to do that? I wouldn't. I mean, loads of Welsh defenders go there anyway, so it is what it is. Given we will now be looking to championship quality players for next season, do you have any info on Croatian, I think, player? Hang on, I don't know if that was. I should read the comments from Promo. I'm not sure if that was a rude thing or I think it was probably very funny. Shows I'm tired. You didn't get away with it this time. That's not a Croatian name, but just so you know, that would, if anything, that'd be South Korean, but it's not Croatian. Taylor got stuck in limbo between what went on a new manager. I feel sorry for him, as he's a fantastic keeper that going to have a great future. Oh, Turner, sorry, I read that as Trot. I don't know why. I don't know. I think I'm glad he at least got tried for a bit, so we can see what he's about. Howling is Tanner's contract. That's a Japanese name. How long is Tanner's contract? I believe it's 3 years. Let me go back to it. It was. Oh no, it's he's on a 4-year deal, I think. Yeah, until 2029. 2029. Sorry, I speak too fast sometimes. Yeah, but the thing is, though, they renegotiated contracts. He got a new one at the start of the season. I could have sworn. Yeah, I'm sure he did. Yeah, so he's got until 2029. Ollie Tanner has. Even Reece Lasky, Davis and Scanlon 1 star. I doubt against Lincoln. I don't mind it personally, but I doubt we will see either of them start. I wouldn't rush, but having Davis on the bench would be really good if we can, because he's a great super sub. He's got a Divock Origi inside him, but he's lightning quick anyway. And look, no more concussions. We don't need any more of that, please. No more serious ankle injuries or anything. But just bring in Davis off the bench against high defenders. And look, they're a very good defensive side, Lincoln, but they're also pretty ruthless going forward now. Before, they were doing a bit of a reverse Stevenage, where it's like, didn't start amazing, but they were always there, and now they've gained the consistency under Skubala. What manager he is, honestly. If we didn't have BBM, I would go straight for him. And then after him, I'd probably say Dave Challoner of Stockport. But I wouldn't have been upset if he came in to manage mine, Challoner, because he gives the youngsters quite a bit of chance. But I mean, you can't really go wrong with BBM now. There's no better manager in my opinion. But that's also a fact. Let's have a look. A lot of comments about Robinson. Midfield is a joke. Can't pick my favorite 3. It's a joke in the best ways, mate. Honestly, it's a joke. Honestly, who would you pick for your midfield 3? If you had to pick my midfield 3 for Saturday now, I want to see in the comments, and I'll come back to it. Hopefully, remember what I'm talking about then. But your midfield 3 for Saturday, who would you pick? Because you could mix and match. You could put Kellyman in there, or you could say Kellyman's the striker. You could. Joel Colwell, is he going to play striker, centre mid? Is he going to start? I think you'd be foolish not to start him, BBM, like in the form Joel Colwell's been in. Maybe you go back to the 2 Colwell brothers and put Wintle then. But then you leave out Alex Robertson, and he hasn't really put a foot wrong. It's so hard to really predict. Like you're the manager now. You got to think this is going to be one of the hardest jobs now, because you've got all players, and no matter what, right? BBM's going to get a little bit of stick off players. Oh, why isn't so and so playing? And I might do it on Instagram sometimes, saying like, "Oh, that's interesting. He's not started this player, or they're not in the squad, or he hasn't put a goalkeeper on the bench. He's not putting a goalkeeper in the bench for this game. I'm telling you that, and I don't blame him for this game. He's going all out. It's like we're either winning this or we're losing this. I don't want to draw on this game. I mean, even though it would kind of nullify everything, but we got to win this one. I think we will win this one as well because we lost the last game to them, and that's my logic. We lose the last game, win the next one. Yeah, the reverse happened to Plymouth. I know my Mac's going nuts. I don't know why what it's trying to load, but the fan's going crazy as if it's loading World War III on it or something. Cover the logo. We're not affiliated. Hashtag not sponsored by that company. Let's have a look. Lincoln got winners in this squad, and they can brawl as well as but Cardiff got ballers. Yeah, this is an interesting thing. But this is the game, not men against boys, but it's like ballers versus brawlers. That's a really good thing to say there. Yeah, so like we got to be ready for it to be a bit messy, a bit scrappy, because Cardiff are going to want to play really nice football, and Lincoln's game plan is probably going to be just play solid at the back, let us have the ball, and then ready to spring for the counter attack. We just got to make sure we have players back there when they do. And look, maybe they won't. Maybe they'll press us. Who knows? I haven't seen much of Lincoln. Maybe they'll press us, but I think I got a feeling that Scubala will be happy for us to keep the ball as long as it's solid defensively at the back. And look, we might have to be really patient on Saturday. It might take a while to break it down because BBM likes to play patiently and wait for openings and wing rotation and whatnot and looking for gaps. And it's like, against Lincoln, if we're gonna take our time, but it's like we don't want all of that patience to end up being nothing, because then you create that one chance, and it's now you got to convert that chance. It's like when you play a bit more freely, a bit more free form, you allow yourself to have more chances, more shots on goal, but you also at a higher risk of losing the ball and being prone to the counter attack, and that it can be deadly, especially them. I mean, this is going to be probably our toughest game of the season, tougher than the Plymouth game they recently played. I think the Bolton game was really, really tough in terms of still being competitive and winning. But this is going to be the game's almost sold out. I couldn't almost get any seats. It was almost sold out for this game, which is insane. And I was thinking, I'll book the seats, a couple of days time, but no, I had to book it quick because it's almost all sold out, and they opened up the top part. So they've got a sold out away end. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely manic down there in the best way possible. Still worrying me with no Tyra on the bench. Yeah, for this game I'll allow it, but I feel like if the keeper gets injured, I don't want to say this, but if Trot does get injured, maybe it's GG's, maybe it's the game's over. I don't know. Oh, okay. Ian says Eli King is a decent Turnbull replacement too. Can kill the game off playing 6 or 8. I don't think Eli King is anything else other than a 6, maybe a number 4. But I don't think he's at number 8. He could probably do a good job there. I just don't think he's anywhere near mobile enough. I think he's the same sort of speed roughly as Turnbull, maybe slower. I don't know. I just think he does a really good job as a number 6. Or as as a centre half, a number 6 centre half, one that drops between the two defenders. But let's have a look. Rather play Capaccio on the wing than let's have a look. Oh, also I got tons of comments. Thanks so much for your engagement. Let's have a look. I see someone's getting in there midfield 3. Cardiff City fans is Wintle, Joel, and Ruben. I'd probably go with that as well, but it's like I don't leave Robertson out, Okay, I'll start Scanlon against Barnsley, give Bacon a rest. Yeah, that's on the 10th now, isn't it? Or, yeah, midweek game, is it? I think this one you go all out guns blazing, don't you? And then you kind of whatever happens against Lincoln, you give some of your players a rest. You give, the low knees a bit more time. So I am kind of jumping to and from the comments. Ian and Steve. I'd give my right arm to be ambidextrous. That's very ironic but funny also, yeah. Kind of need both of them though if you want to be ambidextrous, unless you talk about just the feet. I wouldn't give my left arm. I'll give my right arm. Let's have a look. Here's one. Would you sell Salek to keep Kellyman as our number 9 permanently? Oh, why would you ask such a question? Yes. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. Oh, that's horrible. God. I don't know if anyone else wants to brave this one and answer it. Christ. Because Salek so far, the limited time he's been here, he's scored so many goals for us. And he's a traditional like number 9 as well, like a target man kind of number 9. But he is a poacher. Like he's Kellyman isn't going to give you that aerial threat, is he? He's going to play as a false 9, but he's scored loads of goals recently. He's created so many chances, and he's too good. Probably too good for Championship. I don't know. We're playing against League One right now, so everyone's going to look really good against League One players. Oh, that is a hard. I don't want to answer this one really because I love them both. Honestly, I know Salek is our player, and Kellyman's just on loan. But well, if we sell Salek, right, and okay, let's just purely hypothetical, not like wanting to happen at all. If we sell Salek, he's going for at least 15 mil because he's had offers before and they were turned down. So he's got at least 15 mil worth, right? Even though his value is like 3.5 mil, which is ridiculous, or 4 mil, I think it is. But then if you sell him, it's like you've got Kellyman, you've got money plus Kellyman then for that. But is it worth it though? Because it's like you're just going to reinvest that money elsewhere or just hold on to it, aren't you? And we've already got a great striker now, so I would probably say no to that deal. I would say no deal, and I'll keep Salek because I just think realistically we're not going to keep Kellyman anyway. So I've already kind of come to that realization. But man, that would be good if we could keep it. Honestly, it was not going to happen. Jesus Christ, Kellyman is worth 19 mil. We couldn't, or 19 pound according to Graham. We couldn't buy his boots. Yeah, jeez, honestly. How many pairs of boots do you reckon he keeps at home? Probably at least 50. That's ridiculous, isn't it? Yeah. How the hell we got him alone? I don't know. Well, Robinson's Achilles would go within 3 games at wide. See, this is probably why he's not getting as much game time anyways because of his injury history, record, whatever. Here we go, back to the Lawler comments. Sorry, it's coming again. Flown through this hour. Going to wrap up soon. I will quickly talk about some of the youngsters. Reece Lasky. I hate to see Lawler go personally, being Welsh homegrown lad and talented, super talented, composed at such a young age. But would you swap him for Kellyman at Chelsea? Swap deal with add-ons maybe? I don't like this swap deal talk now. I appreciate the situation. I hate having to answer them because it's such a difficult question, such a difficult situation. No, I'm keeping Dylan Law. I'm sorry, you can't get. It's a whole homegrown talent, and Kellyman's not. As much as I love Kellyman as a player, it's just I wouldn't take the deal. And yeah, this is the thing Graham said, he said his aim is with Chelsea, which you got to respect it, but I just wouldn't have said it really in the interview. I don't know. Just my personal take if you want to. But I suppose he's not keeping us guessing then, is he? He's not giving us false hope, which is what most players do before, just to protect themselves at the time. Scubala's a good manager, but ugly football. Schumacher, much more suited to us right now. Bolton playing better football than their position suggests. Yeah, Schumacher was also one I would have loved to have before BBM's name was put in the hat. I think he had an early interview, but didn't get it. Oh no, I can't say that. I can't say. I just realised I probably can't say that bit. But yeah, I think all I'm gonna say is I've heard from outside sources that Schumacher was like fairly close to getting a job. I could be wrong, but that's from like a couple of people I've heard. So if I've heard of more than one person, inside knowledge. But no, I would have been really happy with the Schumacher. Des Buckingham, a little bit less happy, but would have been really happy still. That was there for a while, wasn't it, Des Buckingham? And then Ian Ever got thrown to the hat out of nowhere. Let's see. I keep saying like, how long does it take us to find a striker? Yeah, it's true. It doesn't come. It's quite rare, isn't it? But you can say, and look, you can say respectively. I think Kelly Money probably is a better player. He's got more market value for a start. He's already at Chelsea, but like Yusuf Salah could probably go to a Premier League club. He might not get to a starting position, but if he played for like say a Crystal Palace, or I don't know, a Bournemouth, Burnley, he's going to score goals for you because he's going to have better service again. It's going to be like the Kiefer Moore effect, really, isn't it? So, Ian, you killed us with a Salah one for me. Yeah, true. I need to watch this game, Steve. I need to watch this. Watch the Lincoln v Blackpool game on replay, and Lincoln would get in the opposite to us from the ref. Blackpool should have had 2 pens. Oof. Oh dear. Yes. Okay. We'll go back to be fair, I did say I'll probably mention at the end. Referees. Oh man, it's going to be a very passionate game. It's going to be a very passionate game. Both sides are going to have, be complaining to the refs. It's just the refs. I swear to God, I hope the ref isn't from Lincoln or whatever kind of association it is. Jesus Christ, honestly. Oh my God, literally the next comment, I didn't see Jonathan, but yeah. No, look, it's the ref from Lincoln again. Oh my, that'll be so fixed. Let's see. They should announce the refs days before we play, not just on the day. Anyway, I'm going to quickly get to some of the youth players I think that would step up. Will Spears for sure. I'd love to see him play. That goal he scored against Newport. Oh, was it Newport or no? Who was it against? It was Christ, I can't remember now. Maybe it was Wimbledon. I can't remember now. The goal he scored, which is almost like a cross. Oh, that's great. De Bono was kind of a bit of hype as well as centre back. Got Jack Kingdon, Gabriel Keita, Matthew Apter, another Isaac Davis now, but he looks really young as well. Cody Twos. I don't know what happened to Cody Twos. He got on loan. I think he went to Penabont or something or Merthyr, because he had a cracking shot against Southampton and almost went in. And I think he's got some ability there. I wanted to get tested a bit at championship level, Cody Twos. You got Trey George, which has kind of been one of the more experienced lads for the youth team. I've seen a bit. And he had a little bit of hype around him first, but it's kind of fizzled out a bit. But he does score a few goals for the under-21s. Jake Davis, he's also got a number. To be fair, a lot of these players have featured already for us. We got the Sekou Kaba now. Not sorry Kaba, but Sekou, maybe his younger brother. Dan Ola as well. Striker Morgan Wigley. I don't know if he's been sold now. I could be. Herbie James is a new one. Let's look at the under-18s quickly. Dan Higgs, I've met him a few times in work, and he's a great guy. I hope he does get eventually a run-in, but he's under-18s at the moment, so he's still got lots of time to develop. I just hope that we go for more youth academy focus to be a gold mine, because look, I'm not saying we have to keep going through it, but look, we've got a really good academy running right now, and it's only going to help. The development they get in is great, and we should have one of the best academies in the UK since we're the capital of Wales. So just by that, having the money to invest in it, and homegrown talents would be amazing. Can't always pick and choose, but there's options there. So TJ Parfit, I want to see him. I want to see more of him. That would be a big step up next season. Left back. Third choice left back, I don't care. Just get him involved, get him in cup games. He looks like a serious bit of kit, honestly. He's basically like a Cody Dramer, like a young Cody Dramer, or Ryan Giles maybe. He just he looks bombing down the wings and everything like that, and the work rate on him, Christ. You got Robert Tankovic as well. Where's that Doncev geezer? I'm not sure where he is. If I missed him. Can't find him at the moment. I think he's under 16s, Christ, but he's been called up. But he's going to be an absolute joke of a player. He's going to be insane. And Jack Sykes. So Jack Sykes is one that I haven't done much of, but I've heard a lot about him, but I haven't seen anything of him. But oh my god, I'm not gonna say that either. All I'm gonna say is that the youth academy that we have right now, even players who haven't featured for us yet, no doubt there's clubs out there looking at the youth academy now, thinking, okay, well, if the current players like Ruben Colwell, Joe Colwell, all these other players have come through this academy, you bet there's scouts out there going to games, looking at the youth players there, and they're probably already getting bids ready for them. Like, I'm not saying that is the case. I'm just saying that it's most likely the case because I look at some of the players. I watch some of the youth games sometimes, and there is some real potential in some of these players, especially at a young age as well. So look, last few comments, guys, and we'll wrap up. I'm surprised we got this far, if I'm being honest. Two's not the one who went to TNS. I don't know. I thought he went to Merthyr or something, but I could be wrong. Who takes it if Salah isn't playing plenty of capable? Oh, penalties. Well, if Kellyman's on, it's probably him. I hope they obviously already know who's taking it, so they're not fighting over the penalty. Christ alive, I would hate that. I wouldn't put Tanner on it just because he needs more goals. It's not really a good reason to put him on him. Really, it's not about whoever needs to score more goals. It's whoever you trust, And if it is Tanner, it's Tanner. But I just get a feeling it's probably going to be someone like Ryan Wintle or Ruben Colwell. If he's playing, because he's technically like the vice captain. Wintle takes a few, I think. Yeah, I would trust Wintle with it. Just hit it low and hard. That's all, if you hit it low and hard, it's kind of hard to miss, really, and it's hard to get down, reach the low ones. Whereas if you hit it up all the time, you got a decent chance. You get into the ground as a keeper. It takes longer than just reaching out to the side a bit because it's already got height on the ball. Hit it low and hard, and that's the saying is. But it does work. I played a season in goals when I was younger, and I had to face quite a few penalties. I remember it was really, really long grass half the games in, but they would just scuff it. Like they wouldn't even hit it that hard, but because they would scuff it and it would go right in the corner, it was really low. It was such a hard thing to reach in the corner spot. Even though I more or less knew almost every penalty that I faced as a goalkeeper when I was younger, almost always dove the right way. The issue is just that some people just know exactly where to put it where you can't reach it, and it's down the bottom third corner of the goal, and that's what you really need. Is someone who can hit it low and hard and accurately in the corner. Really, I'm sure they do practice that. Don Seven Tankovic under 18s with Parfit. Yeah, honestly, just call them up now. They already have been, I think, but I'm praying the ref doesn't ruin the game. Well, see. Let's not pray too much because it might go. Look, if it goes against us and we lose the game, people will complain anyway, and I probably will as well. Yeah, Jack Sykes, that's him. That's all I need to say about him. Yeah, he's. I reckon he's gonna be coming up next season with us. He's gonna feature a bit more. No, it's 15, 16 years old. It's insane. I mean, you don't look if they're good enough, they're old enough, but you don't want. Well, I don't know. Like, it gets to a point where you end up playing your under 14s, in your first team. It just gets ridiculous then. You know what I mean? And they're going to have to go through the growing pains, everything like Ruben Colwell has most likely. Or I don't know, not every player does, but Ruben Colwell massively bulked up. He's a lot taller than what we thought he'd be. He was much more agile and mobile before, but he's still got that. He's just, he's a big lad, man. He's a big lad. I can't get over him. He's like 6'4", 6'5" now. It's insane. Wait until NG to take penalty. I'm assuming that's what you're asking. NG does not have a cool head. I mean, at times he might show it, but he winds players up all the time. He's a wind-up merchant. But then again, though, because he's beating goal. He saved the free kick in goal, so can't go wrong with NG, can you? Let a trot take one. How about no? Because if the ball is live and it gets saved, you just got a free goal down the other side if you want to. But then again, we don't have a keeper on the bench, so what's the difference? Robo top bins, but that's if the penalty is awarded in the 90th minute plus. But he's hit the bar a couple of times with penalties, but And he definitely hasn't got a cool head. He admits to getting so nervous before games he gets sick. Oh, that yeah, and I feel bad for him for that, man, because there's many people that suffer with anxiety like myself and whatever, and like it's just like he shows he cares, man. He shows he does care about the club, honestly, and not just him, every player really. But some players just get that nervous, honestly. That is a very good point. The keepers are usually really good at pens. I don't know why. I just look in training videos when they do like social media posts. Why are they always hitting them like top bins? Of the way you said, how about no? Who did I say that about? Was it NG or was no Trotter, mate? Yeah, I think it was. Robert's taken about 7 and missed 4 or 5. No thanks. Oh, if that's true, that's a horrible stat to have. Maybe not the most composed finisher, but there we are. Guys, thank you so much for bearing with me for an hour. It's been an absolute pleasure, but I'm absolutely exhausted as always. Apologies for yawning and taking my time. There we go. I'm going to bed soon, most likely. Do apologize again. But thank you all very much for watching. Thank you for engaging in the comments. Thanks to all the members joining tonight and engaging everyone. Honestly, it's been a pleasure. I'll be back with you on Saturday after the game, so post-match to Lincoln. I'll be live with Mr. Matty Angel. It hopefully be an amazing show because it'll be amazing 4-0 win to Cardiff. I got a feeling it'll be like get your scores in. Let's go. Let's go. What are we saying? What are we saying for scores? I'm trying to think of what I'm going to put now. I don't want to look just yet. Evan Sleep Stream. Hey, if it's that, it's that, or whatever you call it. Maybe I might rename it to that. It's Terrace Take at the end of the day. Reese Lasky, 2-2. Bluebirds, CCFC 1899, 2-1. Oh, I don't want anything to influence my decision now. It's going to be it's either going to be a really tight game or it's just going to completely fall apart for one team. 3-1. I'm going to say 3-1. It's just the magic scoreline of like you go goal behind, but then you like make a massive comeback. 3-1. I'm going to say. I have no idea what to think about this game. It's some games I'm like I have no clue what to put my finger on. I'll say 3-1 Cardiff. Back the boys. I'm sure they're going to win because we lost last game and we would have learned a bit from them. Here we are. Here we go. Let's go. I'm not alone in my thinking. 3-1 as well. 2-1 Cardiff in reality. Out of 33 games. Not sure what that means. They go 1 up from a pen. That's probably why, yeah. We then come back and take the lead, make it 2-1. Then, yeah, we either go on to win 3-1 or draw later on. Oh, I hope it's not a draw. Nice way, honestly, great. It went Doncaster away. That's I take some guts because I don't know if I could. But yeah, it must have been a great game. 4-0, good travel there. Mate, you're probably anxious thinking, hopefully we're going to win this now, Christ. Oh, out of 33 games, Lincoln scored first in 23 of the games. And when they scored first, not lost the game. Wow. Okay, so don't concede. Don't concede at all then. Thank you guys anyway. I'll see you all soon. I'll be back on with Matt on Saturday. Apart from that, have a good night. Ta-ra.
For your Caesar. Cardiff City, ride with me for your Caesar.